Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I'm your host. We are broadcasting high above Pacific Center Station, and the numbers around Metro Atlanta are 16 north on 400 to the perimeter, 15 west on 20 to Six Flags, and 13 south on 75-85 to the airport, which means someone's flying like on a Nissan. If you're just flying in, the Mets suck. Is that a good way to say that? Would you say, Chris, or?
Suck would be, suck. Yeah.
I mean, this is the show about baseball, and we're right at the end. And I could go through the pitching numbers. I'll make it real simple. Of the seven starts between the four games against the Filthies and then the three against the Rangers, the starting pitching went 0 for 4. No one did anything significant innings wise. There were two quality starts, and they were both from rookies. Okay, and it was two different rookies. It wasn't McLean for both of them. It was McLean
Right.
and Sprott gave it quality starts. Yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah, it's whether it was luck or just a twist of fate, I only consumed the bulk of these games via condensed highlights. Clearly, I didn't miss anything I haven't seen before. Starting pitching pitches just well enough, but not well enough. Fan base is quick to blame starting pitching and pitching in general, despite the runners in scoring position problem quietly becoming a issue again. I can go through the numbers. Sunday, 1 of 9, Saturday, 1 of 10. They didn't even get runners in scoring position in the DeGrom game on Friday. It was he just went back to being David DeGrom. It was 10 of 44. It sounds like the times before, the long, long ago, that was just 3 months ago, when the team leaned on pitching. Um, yeah. Your walk year theory, does that go to Alonso? Because his great numbers
Mm-mm.
overall.
I know I don't say it's every walk year. I'm just saying I guarantee if you look at people's walk years, like on an average basis, their numbers are probably super. It doesn't mean everybody's walk year. There's plenty of guys that go in free agency that tank.
Well,
But
that's true as well, which is what Pete Alonso did last year when he tanked.
right.
But this year, I the thing is he's got the RBIs and he's got the home run record, which is what the Mets paid for, and everything's all happy dory. But I still see a guy who's in his last 30 games, this is when we need you, sitting 248 with a 690 OPS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
It,
He's not the
yeah,
best player in the world. He's a flawed player.
I
I just love the delicious irony of Jacob DeGrom having 6 runs on the mound before he walked out on the mound.
yeah. It, it,
Just
I
he,
I
he
saw
would go,
that.
he would go months without 6 runs.
I was gonna say I saw that and I was like, that's like 5, 6 different starts if you added them all together. And that was when you keep walking out of the dugout with 6 runs.
Six
Yeah,
runs to
no.
throw your first pitch. Yeah, no, Alonso. I mean, you could definitely relate part of the Mets' decline to Alonso's numbers.
No, it's Lindor, unfortunately, with the offense, because they don't do anything if
That
he
guy,
doesn't get a hit.
that guy, and I like Frankie Lindor as a player. He might be. Oh, Aaron Judge is up. He might be the streakiest player in the history of Major League Baseball because
He's
he'll
up there.
literally go 2 weeks where you cannot get him out, and then he'll go
Yes,
4 weeks where he doesn't get a hit, and
at
then two
all.
weeks where you don't get him out, and then 4 weeks where he doesn't get hit. Like not at all. Like it's
Yeah.
literally all or nothing with him. But
It was
when he's going good, forget. I mean, he is raking.
he was able to kind of find a good medium for the last couple of months of 24.
Right.
This year it's been complete streak. It's been, like you just said, especially now, it's like nothing or something. Sorry, I'm watching Aaron Judge over your
You
shoulder
watching me? You
because
watching me watch Aaron
but
Judge?
because it's easier to do that as opposed to thinking about my crappy team who's luckily off. Um, it's needless to say, if we do this weekly, the next time we talk, they would have been finished with their home field schedule, and they've got the best record at home that they at home and road basically. So Yeah, it's it's enough to do what
Chips,
that just what
chips
you
down,
wisely should do and walk.
chips
What?
down. I won't put your children's life on it, but your terrible life. You got to give me an answer.
Hmm.
Mets making the playoffs, yes or no?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I think
That's not an
I think
enthusiastic yeah, but
no,
yeah,
no,
oh
I
no.
think they slump in.
I think they sneak in too. Yeah,
And it's not even, and it's not even that they get in. It's the fact that the Reds and the
and the
Giants are the ones that
Giants.
have to catch them, and it's just
But I told you that a couple weeks ago. I know at the All Star break, I said the Reds I thought could make a run, but
and they
right,
did.
the Giant. I think I said a couple weeks ago. The Giants and Reds just like don't want like the Mets are like trying to give it to you.
Essentially, I could continue down this. I'm going to take another deep breath, and I we could do this back and forth for minutes, but I'm certain no one wants to hear that. And I digress. If to not do that, the easiest way to produce a podcast is to simply ask questions, questions that need answers. And since both Tom Bombadil and Lady Stoneheart are stuck in the pages of classic fantasy fiction, I'm stuck asking questions to you like Luis Araz, I could say it three times
Arise.
incorrectly because that's for the three different times he's won the batting title. Trey Turner might win it this year at 301. Is that why batting average is so unimportant? Why? What did I miss that batting average became completely irrelevant?
And we've had this conversation a million times.
I I heard it on Kornheiser before, and I'm going and Kirkshin was saying how Tim Kirkshin of wherever he's from besides ESPN, how there's a belief now that baseball they want to try and get back to that. And you're just is that just in one ear and out the other because there is no offense, because the offense is down this year, because
Mm-hmm.
301 is going to lead the league, and that's not something that Major League Baseball wants. With all the rule changes, they've got to do something towards the hitting of it to get people in the seats to watching the games and not just waiting for another home run.
Yeah, but again, we've talked about this. These need to be
Yeah.
changes made at the lower levels. They're not just going to all of a sudden change because the guys that have come up with on base percentage being more important than batting average. We talk about this all the time. Like people say, what was that season 2 years ago? We talked about it with Pete Alonso when he had 40 something home runs, but he hit 218 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then he have,
Yeah.
and I go, well, if he hits 250, then he has 50 home runs. Like I'm not asking
Well,
him to hit 280.
no.
If he hits 250 instead of 220 and he hits a home run once every, you know, 6 times he gets a hit or once every 4 times he gets a hit, 250 is going to be another 18
He
hits on the year. That's another 6 or 7 home run. Like
Yeah.
that's what I
No.
don't understand. That's what I don't understand about the numbers thing with batting average. I don't get it. Again, they're going to show me all these numbers that tell me this, that, and the other thing. But the more you put the bat on the ball in play,
Hmm.
but that,
That
for whatever reason, they don't care, Martin. I
I
don't look.
it
They don't
yeah, no,
care. They don't care. So we're spitting against the wind here. Two
no,
fucking
I hear
idiots on a
you.
podcast. So
That's what podcasts are for. The one thing I always thought was that if he didn't continue to try and go for home runs, if he just hit the ball hard like he does, he would hit, oh, I don't know, 40 doubles. He's got 37 doubles, which lead the league right now. And that's the other reason why he's batting 268 and looks a lot better. But that's something Stanton used to do when he was in Miami. He would just blast the ball and it
well,
would hit off
that's
the
what he's done.
wall.
That's what he's done this year. He's batting
Yeah,
284,
because
and
when he
right, he
hits the
hits
ball
the
as
ball.
hard as possible, it's hard. You either get out of the way, and the wall is
They
usually the thing that stops it.
they said it yesterday, 2 days ago. As Stanton's up right now, and I'm watching over my shoulder for people
That's
not paying any attention.
the
Um,
audio version. You're
yeah, he is.
missing.
Um, they said it the other day, and I'm going to get the stat wrong, but it was phenomenal because people like you and I, a little bit old school, talking about exit velo,
Yeah, I know
and
something
he
about
hits the
XFL.
ball harder than any human being ever.
That
And they
yes.
said when you have an exit velo of over like either 105 or 110, just the average exit velo. If the exit velo is over 105, the batting average on those balls is like 680 or something.
because it's just
Like
so hit
something
hard.
just stupid where you're like, oh, so that's why they want them to hit the ball as hard as humanly possible.
But this is why baseball is beautiful because, as you couldn't see over his shoulder for those listening on audio, the pitcher struck Stanton out.
Yeah.
So, is it Giancarlo or Mike? What are we going by
It's
now?
been Giancarlo for 12, 15 years. That was Mike for the first 2 seasons of his life.
Oh, suddenly such a Stanton apologist. So, is it
I
good
know,
or
just
bad
that
that
guy's gone by Giancarlo for 12 years. It didn't
that's
start
why I said it
yesterday.
first. Is it good or bad that Manny Machado's kind of been forgotten despite being Manny Machado?
I don't know if it's
I
good or
mean, being
bad.
the reason why they signed Manny Machado, basically doing the same exact numbers. Basically, if he does what you expect him to do, he's probably going to reach 500 home runs. Like he's on pace for it.
No,
Just
no, Manny Machado's been very good for a
so
long
so
time.
but is it so why is he kind of just is it he seemingly been forgotten? Am I wrong on that, or no one talks about him at all? It's you know what I mean, or is it just
Yeah,
it's not as if his team's irrelevant. It's the San Diego Padres. They're right there with the LA Dodgers, but yet his I don't know. It's weird.
yeah, he doesn't have a Q rating,
And
so
and
to speak.
or is it the fact that his Q rating is that everybody remembers him as being the mean person from Baltimore who no one liked, and
Right.
that was one of the reasons why he wasn't supposed to get the big deal. So here's the other question off of that: is it good or bad that his big contract that was the biggest enormous thing and it's way too much and everything like that, is it good or bad that that's forgotten, completely forgotten, thanks to Aaron Judge and his big deal, and then Soto and his big deal?
Well, I mean, every next contract is the next biggest contract now, so the other ones get forgotten very soon.
Okay, so why is that a problem? Because there was it's the big it became a problem that Soto's getting paid this much. It's a problem because you can't do this and blah blah blah. But when Dak gets his deal in the NFL, or JJ Watt, or you know what I mean, or somebody like that signs the big deal, it's not it's okay, and it's not the end of the world like it seemingly is in baseball.
Because in football, it's not guaranteed. Because in baseball, Juan Soto, no matter what happens, is getting every dollar of the $755 million. Football, they sign you for whatever. You get 1/10 of that. Like the number's irrelevant in football, mostly.
So, well, yeah. So then why is there such a I mean, the whole will Dak get his money? Will all these people get their well, I guess or is that just founded on the Cowboys? Because
I don't
it's
know what you're
became
talking about. People complain about the money every athlete makes. Where you been for the last 30 years?
being completely oblivious to it because it doesn't make any sense. I do
Well,
cover high
okay,
school
but they complain
sports,
about every contract every person's ever signed since the first baseball player made $1 million 40 years ago.
and
I
yet
sat behind
nobody
a
still
guy. I sat in front of a
watches.
guy at City Field with him and his wife were diehard Mets fans. They were with their family, and they complained about the dollar amount every player made if they didn't hit a home run on every play. And you're like, well, why are you here?
That is the thing I wonder. You mentioned 40 years ago. I posted a picture on the Facebooks because I don't know. I sent it off to a couple people. Um, where did I hear, or where did you do you know where God Family Football is that from Red Devils? Is that Art Gardner from Red Devils that said there's three things God Family Football? Or because the only other place I can think of, I mean, that's either there or freshman year of high school football because I didn't play any other thing. I can think of some. No, am I not ringing any bells
No,
with that?
I've never. I mean, I've heard it, but I don't remember hearing it in Teaneck.
Hmm.
It's
I just
very Lou Holtzian.
that's yeah. So it could have just been anything like that, but huh.
Well, and I mean, you know, it's. I mean, it's just a different take on Vince Lombardi. Your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers. Your family, your religion,
Fair
and
point.
Rutgers basketball.
All right. Speaking of football and coaches, are 34 points enough for Brian Daboll to keep his job? Was
Uh,
it 34 or
it's 36,
37?
37, it's
It was
37.
37.
Again, I said this about the Giants coming into the season. Their record's not going to be great, but they're a markedly improved football team. And they're going to play better this year, but they still could only have like 6 wins,
Hmm.
partially because of their schedule.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule.
Again, you could say, well, the defense didn't do much yesterday and blah, blah. Yeah, but they looked like a football team. Like,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of NFL teams look like. However, the problem that hurts Dable is not the loss, it's the 15 accepted penalties in one game on the team.
Ooh. Yes, I haven't even watched the high. I
And there
couldn't.
was probably, 3 or 4 that got declined. There was one play where they had 2 penalties on the same play, so one was declined. The penalties are what the undisciplinedness of the team. But I mean, he's not losing his job during the season. I
Well,
don't.
not during the season. So in other words,
So
so it's
you got to let it play out. Again,
yeah, no, the GM that comes in and picks the coach isn't going to fire him in the middle of the season unless everything's, you know, in the handbasket. And I kind of no.
it could be. It could be the GM saves his job by getting rid of Dayball. You know, if John
So
Mara looks at the team and says there's talent here, then the GM's doing a good job. We need a different coach.
well, that might be what it is anyway. So there's talent on the roster of the guys above me, your shoulder above me. Uh, but Aaron Boone is the coach. What is it? What will it take for Aaron Boone to get fired?
Missing the playoffs when you're the number one, like if they lose 12 of the next 13 games and somehow miss the playoffs, I mean, it's virtually impossible for them to miss the playoffs now. I think their magic
Yeah,
number is already 9. Like,
games played and such like that. But
yeah,
so if he makes the playoffs, then he keeps his job.
100%.
Hmm.
I mean, that won't make any fan of the New York Yankees happy, but
That's why I'm laughing because it seems that he should have already been fired according to what everybody else said.
like I said, I mean, I went on that rant a couple weeks ago. Somebody has to be doing a decent job in the Yankee organization.
No, you're right. Which is the bigger surprise, Trent Grisham or Jazz Chisholm?
Oh, Trent Grisham. Jazz Chisholm's a quality player. I mean, he was an all-star before he came here. But Trent Grisham never had more than 17 home runs, and he still wasn't a full-time player the first half of the season. He's got 30 jacks.
You didn't let me finish the question. Is can you say that 5 times fast? Trent Grisham
Jazz
or
Chisholm, Jazz Chisholm, Jazz Chisholm,
no,
Jazz
Trent
Chisholm.
Grisham
Trent Grisham,
or
Trent Grisham, Trent Grisham, Trent Grisham, Trent Grisham.
or Jazz Chisholm, saying the whole sentence. You not listening to a person saying Trent Grisham or Jazz Chisholm and saying that 5 times fast was
Trent
the
Grisham and
challenge.
Jazz Chisholm, Trent Grisham and 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 Jazz Chisholm.
Congratulations.
I'm a linguist, baby. I'm the Rakim of this podcast.
Well,
Like Rakim said, I gotta move the crowd. To quote
going
LL,
back to the 80s, which is the more realistic sports movie? White Men Can't Jump or
none.
Hoosiers?
Not white men can't jump.
So Hoosiers is more realistic?
Not white men can't jump.
What do you mean not white men can't jump?
The answer is not white men can't jump. I
Because it's
didn't
not
say
a
the
real
answer was Hoosiers. The answer is not. Because you had one guy in there who couldn't play basketball. The main character couldn't play the game.
Well, that's true. I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all. I was gonna say I find it hilarious that he's not good at it at all. Um, I think he's okay. What's the last movie you saw actually in the movie theater?
Jaws 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so when was the last time you saw a modern movie? I guess because Jaws is
Um,
obviously a
yeah, it was the
remake, but
50th anniversary.
mm,
It was the last one the Bob Dylan movie,
oh,
the one that came out this year with Timothy Chalamet.
a complete unknown.
Complete unknown.
Mm.
Or did I see one since then? We saw A Complete Unknown, and then we saw something
I
else,
want
and
to
then we
say
saw
that was
Jaws. Yeah. And I'm gonna see the Springsteen one in the movie theaters in a few weeks. I still like the theater experience. It's a good experience. Uh, it's changed. It's really expensive, so it's not something you can do all the time. I don't think.
yeah.
Um, but you know, the
Mhm.
the avant garde and the hoity-toity Sean Penn once said, "Film on screen is truth at 24 frames per second." Ooh.
But unfortunately, we've created it where you can make your own theater and
Right.
studio
No,
within your
absolutely.
home. That's I'm saying in contrast to that. I'll keep it on the same theme which I had, which is so which is the better sports movie? Just sports being the title, the program or Blue Chips? That's a I don't know if the mic is off or you just can hear him not say wow. Yes.
Neon Bordeaux. I'm going to say blue chips.
Yeah. I I can't argue on either
They're
side of
both
this because I do
caricatures of college sports.
at a time at,
Overblown caricatures, but rooted in a lot of truth. And again, it's a
that's
world I spent a decade in. So, people like, oh, that's just a lot more real than it is fake. Let me tell you.
that's what I was gonna say. It's like the understanding. It's like that's as close as we're ever as honestly. That's almost as close as the reporting and the under. I mean, like there's the under stuff, but it's like for the national public to know what's kind of going on. It's like yeah, no, this is kind of what it was. It's this is the Porky's version of it, but this is what's happening.
The
You know.
irony was one of the great ironies of that is the program football stuff was all filmed at South Carolina at Williams-Brice
Hmm.
Stadium.
Yes.
And they had the thing with the guy with the fake urine to pass the drug test.
Yes.
Well,
Starting defense, Latimer.
right, Latimer. We had a guy who was there when you were there and continued there, Derek Squeaky Watson, who
Mm.
had a fake penis thing that he squeezed urine out of. Like that happened in that same bathroom in real life. I figure the statute of limitations are over now. It was 23 years ago, and
I think
the
so.
NCAA can come after me. I don't care.
I don't know if the NCAA is. I would say they've got better things to do with their time, but actually they don't. So,
They don't. They don't.
um,
So I couldn't be in trouble if anyone listens to this.
what?
And anyone listens to this, that's I am Martin Kester, um, 136 Selvage Avenue.
117, if you can look
I
it
knew it
up.
was one something. Come on,
You were
man.
close. You were close. Um, so what was the if you think I guess I'm into the movie starters, what was the last movie? What's the last movie you thought about while you were watching? You're like, I'm gonna watch this again.
Hell or High Water.
Huh?
Have
I'm
you
not.
seen it?
No, I'm not
No, you'll
because
like it.
I'm certain, but there's a lot of movies that are on the
About
list
I
of.
watched it. I watched a bunch of movies when I had broken my wrist earlier this year, and I was out of work for a few weeks.
Mm,
Um, Hell or High Water is these two brothers. It's sort of modern day. Jeff Bridges plays a Texas sheriff, an old Texas Ranger, but it's modern day. And there's these two brothers going on these bank heists,
mm,
and Jeff Bridges is trying to catch him. It's fucking good movie. And since I watched it the first time, I've seen it a couple times. And I actually talked to my brother recently, and I was like, you need to sit down and watch this. Like, it's a good movie. It's fun. It's good. It's yeah. It's a
okay.
recommended movie.
All right. Hell or High Water
Hell or High
recommended.
Water with the great Jeff Bridges, the dude.
All right. So dude, you said during Dan's W.E. Brown questionnaire that you felt that you would have known all of Dan's answers
Not
before
all,
he
but I
said
mean,
it.
I was listening to it, and I was like, yep, yep, yep.
Which question from that do you think you know my answer to?
Uh, what? Run through the questions again quickly.
Oh, that's what I thought you were gonna ask, and I'm sitting there trying to run through it. That's not gonna be something that happens
Favorite
immediately.
mall?
Favorite mall?
You still
Um,
say you're from Jersey?
yeah, I do. Well, no,
Driver?
actually, I don't. I take that back. Born in Jersey. I live in Atlanta.
Science classrooms.
Yeah, you're just gonna run through
I'm
them.
trying to. I'm trying to. I don't know. I would say your favorite mall is Garden State Plaza without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean that was the
I
one
mean,
that was
it's a fairly standard answer, but there were people that were Bergen Mall people. I knew Scott's was going to be Paramus Park because of the Chick-fil-A.
mm, Bergen Mall. Let's see that the your proximity and the fact that I forgot the names of where they were, and like until you said Paramus Park, I was like, that's right, because that's 17. That was the one you
Yep.
turned down, and all the way down there, that was that one out
Yeah.
there. Who's someone said Willowbrook?
First of all, when you come
Yeah.
back here and see them all here,
It's it's a different world.
Riverside Square. You remember Riverside Square Mall, the one right in Hackensack?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the most upscale place in the world.
I can see that.
Hoity toity.
Well,
Like I
speaking of
said, Garden State Plaza is
hoity-toity,
about 50 times the size it was when you were here last.
you're talking about when I was here last, which is perfect segue into the trivia question. Last question though, why wasn't there a Teaneck Southern versus TBO playoff to determine a town title?
That's a
Why did
great,
that not
yeah,
exist?
yeah. Why didn't parents get together? I mean, realistically, you guys were one because you had Brendan Gill, but uh, and Jared pitched for both leagues, so it would have been he would have had to choose.
I do find it fascinating, and I
No,
went
that was no,
down
yeah, because we had, but it was great fodder in school and stuff
e-
like that.
exactly, but there wasn't. All right, well, down the Google search engine led to very little information about the organizations, except both are still running strong. In
Mhm.
response to some new resident looking to sign up her 5-year-old son, of the 62 comments, most sided with Southern as the current Superior League, or at least in 2020. Uh, TS is like a small community, said one post. Probably not in that sound, but it sounded that way. It doesn't make a difference. Other than the fields are closer to our home, I noticed that a few of these potential locations listed on the Teaneck Southern site included the Votee Park Clubhouse, which is home to the TBO. So, granted, there's apparently now a selection of the best players. So, Southern, who's the one that's connected to the whole Little League World Series.
Right, yeah, it's literally
So,
international. Yeah,
basically, they've got it set up now where they can get like 5 TBO players, something like that, or they did that some year, so they could get the best team possible. But the number I'm looking for is based on their websites. How
first of all,
many?
you need a fucking hobby that you investigate any of this. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
I wonder what investigations do you think you a couple Google searches is? How many fields in Teaneck are listed as locations by both Teaneck Southern and TBO? I've already given you one since everybody apparently plays at Votee Park, the clubhouse field, which is the one that had the concession stand and the clubhouse,
The
and
classic, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
could go to the second floor, and yeah. So yeah, how many more? For those that don't know, this
No,
is
I'm including the clubhouse field in this
no,
number.
I know. I'm
Okay,
saying for the people who can't see your fingers bouncing back and
eight,
forth around a fictional town. So you're
eight,
going to go with eight.
yeah.
Eight. Eight is the number. I'll thank everyone for listening to two TH grads taking over my latest Mets up as I try not to think about the Mets. Uh, I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.